Okay, let's give the snowman a scarf. All right, so the best way to do that is to use one of the shape generator tools under the Tinkercad community. So I'm going to go back. I have one in mind. Here we go, bowl with a hole. All right. Let's increase his diameter a bit here. 20 millimeters. And let's move it into place. Okay, it's a little small. So going to hold the corner, shift, drag it out. Okay, let's try that. You can just move that into position. Always thought that was funny, a snowman wearing a scarf, but it kind of makes him look more human or real. So let's, okay, now let's stretch it out a little more. Okay. So I kind of like the idea of it not being perfect. Like, you know, a scarf wouldn't be perfect on a snowman if you made it in real life. So it makes it more interesting by making it a little asymmetrical. And asymmetrical is a word that kind of means when things aren't exactly the same on either side of each other. And all things that are, all living creatures are asymmetrical. They look like they're symmetrical, like they're exactly the same on the left side as they are on the right side, but they're actually a little different. And we notice that, and it kind of tells us subconsciously that we're seeing something that's alive. So, all right, that looks pretty cool. I think we can make it a little bigger. So, going to select the corner, shift, here we go. And then let's just make it a little smaller. Okay, can move that over just a little bit. And let's just shrink it down just a little bit. Give his mouth a little space. And then we can just, doesn't have to be perfect cylinder. We can just drag over here, get a little closer there. Pull it out a little bit here. You can even, if you don't hold shift and you pull in the corner, it'll keep it from being, it'll keep it from being a perfect scale, from scaling uniformly, as they say in my business. Okay, so now we just need to put put the parts of the scarf hanging over the side here. So we're going to use another bowl with a hole. Okay, let's make it as big as we can. All right, and then let's use the inside dial to click it to 90 degrees. Okay, Let's just drag it over. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. So use the arrow key to move it in. And then I'm going to rotate it on the outside. And then I'm just going to move it in a little more. Okay, just move it up a little bit there. Okay, starting to get there. All right, and then one of the cool things you can do is now we can play around with this, the profile tool. So I'm gonna show you what you can do with that. I'm gonna move this out a little bit. And then we can select this piece and see how it starts to give this really cool shape, which looks more like a scarf kind of folding in on itself. So we can stretch it out here. And then yeah, and then we can bend it down and then maybe move it in a little bit. Yeah, makes it a little cooler looking. That's a little weird. That's not good. Let's fix that. There, that's a little better. Whoa. Let's try to even it up. Maybe that'll work. There we go. All right, and we can do the same with this one. It's just yeah. There we go. That looks cool. Looks better. All right. And let's, I'm going to stretch that out a little bit. Okay, so select this part here. There. I like that. Okay. So then we're just going to duplicate this one. Edit, duplicate, and then we're just going to move it over. Use the arrow key. Usually there's two ends so the scarf are tied, so and now I'm going to rotate it. The outside dial. And let's just move it in a little bit. There, I'll just do it by hand. Work a little faster. And then I'm going to just there, a little better. Okay, now just move it in closer. just want to just stretch it up a little bit. And maybe a little down too. There you go. Okay. So we have a nice little scarf action going there. Cool. And we'll now put on his button, his little buttons here on his middle part of his body in the next lesson. See you then.
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe.